Hey guys, welcome back. My name's Ashley and I live full-time in this little box that is at my van. Have you heard of Cooyar? Bet you haven't. I have, because I've been there, and I gotta be honest with you, this is a really perfect little hidden gem in an area of Queensland known as like the Darling Downs region. You need to see it. We stayed at a free camp that was called Swinging Bridge Park, and over the next few minutes of this video I'm going to show you why you need to add this, if you're in Australia, to your travel list. The scenery is stunning, there is amazing, delicious pub food, a slightly terrifying swinging bridge, and a ghost story. Let's go! So, our adventure started in Noosa, which is on the coast of Queensland, and we kind of drove about 2.5 hours past the Australian Zoo to stop to get some fuel at a place called Yarraman. From there, you kind of head a little bit south to Cooyar. The drive itself was honestly really beautiful. You go through you go through rainforest coming out of Noosa, to mountains, to kind of plains as you kind of start heading towards Cooyar. And as we pulled into Cooyar, specifically the Swinging Bridge Park, which is a 3-day stay park, you immediately feel the charm of this tiny, small Australian town. It's got a classic Aussie pub with a classic country kind of bush vibe to it, and the locals, so friendly. So the day that we arrived was a Thursday, and I didn't know this beforehand. It just happened to be chicken schnitzel night at the pub, which was a very, very short walk around the corner from where we were staying at the free camp. And I got to tell you, this was not your average pub schnitty. Hey guys, we have just ordered dinner at the Cooyar pub. That's kind of like all there is here. It's just a pub, a school, police. That's it. You need to see this chicken pub. So it was chicken palmy night tonight. Oh my god, look at that. Look at this cross section. So you on the bottom you've got chicken, then a layer of ham, then a layer of salami, then bacon bits, and then cheese. Oh my god, that looks so good. So tonight was chicken parmesan night. Mine was a barbecue chicken palmy. So we get house crumbed chicken. I get like bacon, ham, salami with cheese, barbecue sauce on the top, chips, salad. What did you get, Elise? Just the normal traditional with all this specialness. So she got a traditional palmy, which is the same chicken breast with ham, like a Napolitan sauce, and obviously cheese on top. Is it good? Yeah, it's a ham. I'm pretty sure it's a ham. Is it good? Cheers. See, that tastes like it's flame grilled. I can't believe that. This tastes like it's flame grilled. You know that. Cheers, everybody. Oh. Mine, the one that I ordered, was like a barbecue schnitzel, and it had like obviously your classic chicken breast, panko crumbs, but mine also had like basically a meat lover's pizza on top of my chicken schnitzel. It was incredible. Elise got a normal chicken like palmy, which is like chicken schnitzel, Napolitan sauce, ham, and some cheese. Boring. She's just out that way. She's laughing. Boring. My barbecue one, oh, to die for. It was massive, perfectly cooked, absolutely delicious. Probably one of the best. It's been about 2-3 weeks since I've had that, because I'm really bad at filming these videos. That's why it's been so long. But seriously, one of the best pub meals I've had over these traveling times that we've been. And we've been to about 4 or 5 locations since then, and it's been the best pub meal so far. The atmosphere of the pub, honestly, I was a bit daunted going in, because it is quite, it's a huge pub, but the rooms themselves are actually quite small. But once you kind of have a talk to the publican, I think they're called, like the people who run and own the pub, immediately put at ease. They are super friendly, super welcoming of travellers, caravanners, van livers, you name it. And it was a great way to kick off our stay at Cooyar. No. The campground itself, like Swinging Bridge Park, is a fantastic spot. We will definitely be going back. So we parked the van at the back, which meant we had to walk a little bit further for the pub, but we don't regret it. We had kind of like this square sectioned out just for us. It was perfect. We got to throw the ball with Nana. We got our privacy. But once we kind of got set up and on our second day, it was definitely time to explore a little bit. So despite being such a small little area, it's actually quite spacious and a lot of room. There's little picnic tables. There's obviously the swinging bridge. There's no toilets or kind of like water facilities in the little park itself. However, there is a toilet kind of on the other side of the pub, which I think it has 2 or 3 toilets, but obviously no dump point. There isn't even a petrol station in this town, so there is a few powered sites, actually a powered site that you can plug in, and I believe we didn't do that because there was none free, but I believe that you pay the pub like a $5 donation to use, like a $5 donation for the night to use those powered sites. But the main attraction, of course, its namesake, this swinging bridge. So the original swinging bridge was made in 1924. That's honestly 20 years after Ethel had died. It was actually built so the residents from one side of the bank could get to the other side of the bank. And that makes a lot of sense. That's, I feel like, why a lot of bridges were made. Specifically, it was made so the local cans of cream that they made were more easily transported to the railway system. So this town has literally grown up because of this bridge, and it's probably still surviving today because of this free camp showcasing this bridge. So this is Swinging Bridge. I don't know if you can tell how much it actually swings, but it swings a lot. And crossing this bridge is honestly a little bit nerve-wracking because it actually swings a lot more than you think. Elise got a little bit scared last time we were on this bridge. Sure? Let's just keep going. We're almost halfway.
Hold my balance if Nana's awake.
Do you want me to take Nana? You're doing good. You okay?
Yeah. It's a great spot to stop. Wow. It swings a lot more than I thought.
It does swing a lot more. Okay. I'm not afraid of heights. Elise is. And as you can see, she was scared. The second time that I walked over by myself, Elise wasn't with me for this, the bridge definitely gave me a bit of the ick. Gave me a bit of a thrill. It's higher than it looks once you kind of get halfway over, and it actually swings a lot. It swings quite a lot. Phew, it's high. But It is a lot of fun, and it's all part of the adventure, in my opinion. The experience of kind of being in the middle of the bridge, though, or like walking across that middle section, fantastic. Loved it. I did enjoy it in the end. Speaking of a little bit scary and giving you the ick, there's a grave. There's a grave right in the middle of the park. Now, the grave definitely adds a weird, kind of intriguing vibe to the park. It's kind of out of place, but I definitely understand why it's there. In this little display, they actually have her death certificate. A little bit of information here about how she died. Turns out that she ran ahead of her mother when she went to go to the creek for some water. Fell, hit her head as she went through a hole, and that's when they found her. And it looks like this grave has been refurbished. This is the grave of Ethel, 1900 to 1904. On our second night there, the day after exploring, it was actually pizza night. Again, not something that I had planned. Okay, so we are at our second night at Cooyar at the Swinging Bridge Park, and tonight also happens to be pizza night. You need to check this out.
I couldn't wait a minute.
Alright, how is it? It's good?
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. It's so good.
It's so good. You're dropping bacon pieces.
I know. It's a good one.
I know what I expected, but it wasn't going to be that good.
Yeah. Eat that dangly bit. I feel like I stole it all from this piece.
Isn't that good? That's very good too. That's real good.
Yeah.
Yeah. While it was still fantastic value, it was tasty, it wasn't quite as good as the schnitzel night, in my humble opinion. But after a few cold beers... Oh, that's good. 4X Gold, got to represent that Queensland vibe. We headed back to our van for a good night's sleep and ready to head out to our next adventure. During our stay at Cooyar, Elise had found that there is like a waterfall that was close, semi-close, about 20 minutes drive. So when we woke up that morning, we packed everything up, headed to a place called Coomba Falls. The drive there was fine. Let's just say that the road is very, very steep in a lot of places. There are a lot of signs that are saying that caravans, even if you're towing with a caravan, not to come down here, you will not make it back. But we obviously went down there anyway, because of course we did. And honestly, it was definitely worth it. The Coomba Falls is breathtaking. It's beautiful. I can hear it already. Alright, so that is the waterfall. It is way too cold for us to get in at this stage. I wish we were that people, but today we are not those people. What really struck me was how different it was to other waterfalls that I've been to around Australia. Every single other waterfall that I've ever been to in Australia has been in a rainforest. From Moran's Falls to Dangar Falls, which I've actually swum in, video links to those in the description. They're all in rainforests. So seeing this waterfall in kind of like a more arid, it definitely wasn't a desert, you know what I mean? We're not that far away from the coast, but it was arid. It was definitely way more arid, a dry-ish kind of bush environment, and it made it very unique to nearly every other waterfall that I've ever seen. After the waterfall, slowly making our way back up these cliffs, in first gear, mind you, first gear, we had to go up these hills to get back. We kind of filled up some of our water, we were looking for a coffee, and then I looked across the street and I saw this place called Maidenwel Treasures. Now, Maidenwel is the town that you kind of drive through to get to the waterfall, right? It had like an old school car out the front. It had a rainbow on the top of it was the weirdest kind of cafe advertising thing I've ever seen in my life. So I said to Elise, we have to go here. We should go here. It was a unique experience. They operate like an oddities for op shops is the only way that I would describe it.
We'll come and sit down and I'll look after Nana and you can come back. That way you don't have to hold her.
Of interesting little knickknacks, really friendly though, cool atmosphere. We got to sit outside and it was honestly the perfect way to kind of end our little Cooyar trip. It was fantastic. I had fish and chips. And so after that we headed to our next destination and that ended our trip around Swinging Bridge Park and its kind of little surrounding towns and areas. I would highly recommend going here if you have the capabilities of doing it. If you're in Australia, add it to your travel lists, save this video, watch it again, you know, all that sort of stuff. Definitely try to make your way to Cooyar, and the pub was fantastic. It's the perfect place to kind of escape your hustle and bustle of the coast, the city, Brisbane City. It's probably about 2.5, 3 hours out of Brisbane City, which is really not that far for what you get. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and do not forget to like, subscribe to my channel for more travel adventures and stories. Let me know in the comments if you've ever been to Cooyar, or if you have any other little hidden gems kind of within 5 hours of the east coast of Australia that I need to check out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.